Hello everyone, good day. This is the group 5 and our topic is all about physical self or understanding the self. Before we start, let me introduce ourselves first. I am Mercy Mercader.
And I am Apple Jean Manlunas.
Hello, I'm Jed Michael M. Nangka.
Hello everyone, my name is Noel Vincent Simhepos.
What is physical self? It refers to the body, this marvelous container and complex, finely toned machine with which we interface with our environment and fellow beings. Physical self refers to the body that includes basic parts such as head, neck, arms, and legs, and also made up of other organs such as the brain, heart, lungs, stomach, intestines, and muscles.
This physical self refers to what kind of body we have: a brown hair, a white skin, or a fitted body. Physical self not only focus on how you look, not just about our hair or our abs or our curves. This is also about on how you nourish your self-image, self-concept, and self-esteem. The first one is self-image. Self-image is the idea one has of one's abilities, appearance, and personality. Self-image is the personal view or a mental picture that we have of our lives. Self-image is an internal dictionary that describes the characteristics of the self, including such things as intelligent, beauty, ugly, talented, selfish, and kind. The second one is self-concept. Self-concept is how you perceive your behavior, abilities, and unique characteristics. For example, beliefs such as I am a good friend or I am a kind person. The third one is the self-esteem. Self-esteem is how much you appreciate and like yourself. Self-esteem is an individual subject's evaluation of their own worth. Self-esteem encompasses beliefs about oneself. For example, I am unloved or I am worthy.
When you look at the mirror, who do you see? Do you see a beautiful human being looking back at you? Someone who is contributing to life, who is accepting and loving, who is connected to a bigger picture that fills you with joy? Or do you see someone who doesn't fit the image of who you think you're supposed to be? This is an example of how physical appearance impacts people's self-worth. There are two factors affecting physical growth and development. The first one is the biological blueprint. In biological blueprint, the physical self is shaped by biological factors such as its heredity, phenotype, genotype, and maturation. Heredity. Heredity is defined as the transmission of traits from our parents to offspring. This means that the traits and personalities that we have are made up of specific information embedded within one's gene. Genotype. Genotype refers to the specific information embedded within one's genes. However, not all genotypes translate to an observed physical characteristic. Phenotype. Phenotype is the physical expression of a particular trait. Each individual carries 23 pairs of chromosomes. The 23rd pair is known as sex chromosomes that determines the sex of an individual. And within each chromosome is the DNA. It contains the genetic instructions specifying the biological development of every individual. The next one is maturation. Maturation is known as the completion of growth of a genetic character within an organism. Or, in other words, it is the unfolding of an individual's inherent traits or potential. The other factor is the environmental conditioning. In this case, the physical self is shaped by environmental factors such as the family, cultural practices, societal expectations, and friends. Family. It is your first social group, forms a crucial foundation of your development. They are the first one who taught us how to be presentable in front of others. Cultural traditions. Cultural traditions has a significant impact on how we feel about ourselves and the manner in which we think about our body. Many cultural traditions also contribute to body image and can influence either negative or positive body image and self-esteem. Depending on the culture and overall emphasis of traditions involved, a person may find their surroundings either conducive or resistant to building of a healthy body image and self-esteem. Societal expectations. Society shapes us in many ways, possibly more than we realize, from our interactions to our personal development, through to others' perceptions of our bodies as a reflection of self-worth. We are social beings, so it's not surprising that how society perceives us affects us on many levels. And finally, our friends. As we grow older, we get exposed to a larger social group with new practices and standards. As a result, we may begin engaging in acts that would make us attractive and acceptable to others. Body image. It refers on how we perceive, feel, and think about our body and physical appearance. It is very important that we have a good perspective about our body image because if not, we might undergo depression, low self-esteem, we might have eating disorder, and body dissatisfaction. The causes of this is the emphasis of thin ideal beauty, bullying and peer pressure, and especially the media. Contemporary media has portrayed slim bodies as the ideal body type for women and muscular bodies for men. And we tend to pressure ourselves just to achieve that so-called perfect body. Where in fact, why try to achieve their standards when we can make our own? So how can we build a strong and positive image? Each of us will have a positive body image when we have a realistic perception of our bodies. When we enjoy, accept, and celebrate how we are, and let go of negative societal or media perpetuated conditioning. Furthermore, it is important to remember that what matters is feeling good about oneself and embracing a healthy perception of one's physical worth. Physical self has found a place in various schools of psychology like psychoanalysis, behaviorism, humanism, and etc., with some of its most ardent exponents and followers like William James, Sigmund Freud, Erik Erikson, Carl Gustav Jung, B.F. Skinner, Abraham Maslow, and Carl Rogers, dealing with the issues in varying proportions.
William James considered body as an initial source of sensation and necessary for the origin and maintenance of personality. James considered body subservient to the mind. So, mind is more powerful than the body. For example, mental concentration can be so tightly focused as not only to banish ordinary sensations but even the severest pain. A simple example, a boxer in the ring who suffered severe wounds but did not notice them until the intensity of fighting abates. The body is an expressive tool of indwelling, consciousness, and good physical health is something that wells up from the every part of the body of a muscularly well-trained human being. Erik Erikson. Experience is anchored in the ground plan of body. According to Erikson, the role of bodily organs is especially important in early developmental stages of a person's life. So, Erikson explained that how important the body organs in developmental stages of our life as a person. The developmental of physical is intellectual skills help to determine whether the individual will achieve a sense of competence and ability to choose demanding roles in the complex society. For example, healthy children derive a sense of competence as their bodies become larger, stronger, faster, and more capable of learning complex skills. In the School of Psychoanalytical, they gathered information of these both psychologists who argue about physical self. Sigmund Freud. Freud was of the view that the ego is first and the foremost a body ego. Sigmund Freud's own perspective of physical self is a construction of self, and personality makes the physical body the core of human experience. Just like when we see a person, our thoughts immediately enter to our mind what kind of person it is, good or bad, because we're based on physical appearance. Wilhelm Reich argued that mind and body are one. All psychological processes, he postulated, are a part of physical processes and vice versa. So Reich replied to Freud that the body is essential dynamic in all psychological functioning, and it plays a critical role in storing and channeling the bioenergy, which is the basis of human existence and experience. So Reich trying to say that both mind and body have a big role, not only mind. Without the body, there's no one can do what the mind command, like also the mind.
Carl Gustav Jung. I'm chiefly concerned with the psyche itself, therefore I'm leaving out of body and spirit. The body and spirit are to me more aspects of the reality, the psychic. Psychic experience is the only immediately experienced. Body is as metaphysical as the spirit. In his position to analytical physiology, didn't deal explicitly with the role of the body and choose to direct his effort to analyze the psyche only. He has argued that the psychical processes are relevant to us only to extent they are represented in the psyche. The physical body and external world can be known only as physical experiences. B.F. Skinner was a staunch of behaviorist, and for him the role of the body is of primary importance. For Skinner, the term personality and self are more explanatory fiction, and all this, it is the body. In spite of this body, never truly interested the Skinner. He treats human being as an open but certainly not empty box. Abraham Maslow and Carl Rogers, the two most prominent figures of the humanist tradition, have not discussed in a detail the role of the body in the process of self-actualization. According to Maslow, need-Hershey theory, once the physiological needs of a person are met, the individual become more concerned with the higher order needs. However, he wants the body be given its due. So, asceticism, self-denial, deliberate rejection of the demands of the organism, at least in the West, tend to produce a diminished stand or a crippled organism, and even in the East brings self-actualization to only a very few exceptionally strong individual. On the other hand, Carl Rogers, in spite of the some evidence that his person certain certain work is focused in the physical feelings has not given special attention to the role of the body. Thank you and have a good day.